SMT Nation, we back. Nation, after listening to executives from T-Mobile discuss the direction of the business, one thing I took away from it, and there were two, very high-level executives at T-Mobile discussing this, and they were really focused on taking from Verizon. And by taking, I mean taking share, market share, getting customers to leave Verizon and to go to T-Mobile. And the way that they want to do it and how they're going to do it is really interesting because they appear to claim that they're going to do it and they're going to beat Verizon at their own game. Let's discuss that here in today's video. Link for this historycomputer.com placeholder story here. This is actually from the end of 2023. Asking the question, which is better carrier in 2024? T-Mobile versus Verizon. Let's check this out, guys. All right, so link for that will be in the description. Ways to support the SMT can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video, and if you're new here, subscribe and then turn on the bell notifications icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. All right, so what exactly is T-Mobile trying to do here? Well, T-Mobile is trying to beat Verizon at their own game. What they're talking about is taking share from Verizon in all aspects, whether it's mobile or it's business. I mean, they're even trying to take customers from Verizon in enterprise and government and agency, rural America. They just want to take share. Now, they don't name AT&T in this because obviously they must not feel very strongly about AT&T as a competitor. They clearly see that Verizon is the target. So that was a big piece of what they were talking about in the most recent investor conference here in March. Now, what T-Mobile continues to reiterate is that there is a network perception gap between T-Mobile and Verizon. They acknowledged it. It dates back to LTE, when Verizon clearly had the bigger, more comprehensive and better network. However, T-Mobile claims that they have closed the perception gap with Verizon, and they've even created like a number to it. They said they've closed the gap in half with Verizon. What T-Mobile claims is that they will continue to lead as the best network in the nation. They lead now, they will lead later, and they're going to continue to push the marketing piece for this so people will hear and see the message. T-Mobile's going to continue to run the network test, the test drive, the app that you can download and try the T-Mobile network. They continue to make the network larger. They're building more tower sites, increasing capacity, all those types of things. And they're going to drive home the point in their marketing, best value and best network. That message will continue to be what they send to the consumer every chance they get. Verizon, this is what they do. Their message, when you see their commercials, is largest, most reliable network. T-Mobile is trying to utilize that message for themselves. They really feel like that's the only thing holding them back in 2024. Everything else, T-Mobile thinks that they hit on, and they're doing better than Verizon. They just have to crack the perception. Now, whether or not T-Mobile has a better network than Verizon is completely situational. It's location-based and all of those things. How new is your device? What type of network upgrades has each carrier done in your respective areas? Those are the real factors, but it doesn't matter. The consumer sees marketing, they see advertisements and commercials, and then they go in inquiring about services. Hey, I've been a Verizon customer for 20 years. I've been paying this much. This carrier is willing to give me a better deal or whatever. What's all this noise about T-Mobile? So they'll ask and inquire and check, and then they use it, and it might be good, and that's what T-Mobile wants. And T-Mobile doesn't need every customer. They just want to take share. And they know that Verizon is the big game in town, and they're going to shoot for the stars. And if they land on the moon, so be it. And that's what 2024 is going to be for T-Mobile. They're going to continue to push that message of best value, best network. And that counteracts to what Verizon does, which says they're the best network. Now, Verizon is the incumbent best network when it comes to perception. So T-Mobile's got their work cut out for them. It's really hard. It's been years, and T-Mobile's been trying to crack it, and they still haven't been able to because Verizon still from a general consensus, claims and most people echo that sentiment that they have the best network. So we'll see how this all plays out. Do you guys think that T-Mobile can actually break this perception? What do you think it's going to happen in 24? If not, what year do you think it's going to happen? Or do you think it's just impossible to break at this point? I mean, I could tell you Verizon's upgrading their network at a pretty sick pace, and it is performing as best as it's ever been, right? And, the question is, how does T-Mobile outpace them? I mean, Verizon spends, 18, $20 billion a year on their network. T-Mobile spends half of that. So I'm not sure, how they're going to be able to pull this off. But what do you guys think? Your thoughts, opinions, perceptions on this matter. Interesting to hear what you guys have to say on this. You all the voice of the people. The SMT Nation, let your voice be heard.